Good morning, everyone. Today is October the 17th, and this is the Moneyball Morning Report for the Benzinga Pro platform. Looking at the daily on the ES, that's where we start, we're seeing that we're about to kiss all-time highs. And so that's pretty important. I'm going to suggest that traders are sitting up here trying to short. I do see some gamma lines from where they're positioning at about 59.23. And so I don't know if we're at the top of the range, but we'll see what happens today. Let's jump into the 1 hour chart. We are still working on this framework here, but you can see the New York session, the midnight session, and then the London open. And you can see that we're coming into 2 days ago, we're coming into those opening ranges. And to me, it looks like sellers could be here. And so we'll be watching for them to give us some kind of blow off top into potentially 59.23 as they have to chase price higher if they're short. And, then we'll go from there. Yesterday's value area, much higher, right? And lower. So we're going to raise them up. I think about doing this before I come on, but then I think, how are you going to watch those and see what's happening? So you can see the value area tightened up a bit, but to me, it looks very sideways. I mean, take a look at the daily again. You can see that we're in a little bit of a mishmash, right? And so our formations look fairly sideways. Now, here's the thing. If we break away from here, that's a buy. Because trend is up, momentum is up, and if people are shorting here, they're going to get run out of the building. So long on the breakout, just watch your size, maybe use a micro instead, and watch it expand up several points. All right, let's go to the NQ. Looks a little different, right? It did break our ledge, 20,322. But it also recovered there and it opened there. And that tells us, hey, we might have ourselves an upshot. And that's exactly what's going on. Where might we have trouble? Well, if we can't get above 520 and stay there, maybe 530, right? 538. If we can't get up there and stay there, we're going to collapse down and go into the volume formation. We are sitting inside the value area on the daily charts, and so that's definitely something to watch. Let's go down here. Looks really messy. Value area high stayed put. Value area low broke, and the traders broke value area in the pre-market, but they recovered it very quickly. And so now, let's get these guys move down, and here's what we've got. Here's our 20,538, and we can see that the midnight, no, that's a 4 a.m. candlestick. The 4 a.m. region is not 538, it is actually 566. So let's watch for that 566 area. We should reject it, right? The point of control is here, though, and so what we have to watch out for is a hold above that zone. It'll send us into these areas from 2 days ago in a sideways sloshy pattern. All right. So notice yesterday, this is when I said, hey, listen, this thing's forming a buy zone. And it sure did. It absolutely did. What do we want to see today? We're in a breakout formation. Notice, see this box of noise? It's a breakout formation. And so if we want to look at something and go, all right, well, what's the extension for that? We can do Fibonacci. Oops, I'll need to reverse that. Let me change the color on this so we'll know it's... Let's do this. I don't know. Let's make it... No. Let's make it this color, but we'll make the stroke really small and we won't have a reversal on it. And wow, can I fade it a little bit more than that? Looks like I can't. So maybe we'll make it gray. Sorry, anal retentive parts of me just coming out there. Okay, so what we can see here is this Fibonacci that I drew is expanding well up into these zones. So we really don't need to look at it. It's just noisy. What we do see is an acceleration, and this is the extension off of this fib, and it's already up at about 9 or 10. So I definitely expect a topping formation here for us to come back into the London area. So up above near 2566, if we press forward and then we lose it, it should be a short all the way back down. Let's take a look at a YM. Dips are buy zones though, right? Making it a little bit tough. All right, let's go to the daily. This one also ready to break out. High from a couple of days ago, 43,445. Trend up, momentum up, everything is up, so dips are buy zones. Yesterday, it came right into that 42,983 area. As soon as it bounced off of it, it was a buy. Today, probably going to be the same thing. You can have a very tight stop in here if that's something that you want to do, or let it fall, and once it recovers, you can take the long, okay? I think we're hitting blow off top areas, but we'll see. All right, let's take a look at the fibs. Value areas have really shifted very much. Look at that. The value area high has shifted, the value area low has shifted. That tells us traders are comfortable paying higher prices right now. Every single dip is a buy zone. Every single dip. Just a minute ago, it came down into the top of the midnight candlestick formation, and it immediately bounced. And I don't know what kind of news that was, but it was pretty savage. All right, it really was. It was pretty savage. And so it bounced right off of that edge. We knew it would in all likelihood because trend and momentum are up. There's momentum. We can see trend on all of the moving averages, and this is where we're headed. So this is still a long. If you try to short here, it could be a breakaway, and then the next number would be 43,579 to 43,550. All right? That's what we're staring down. Dips are buy zones, but this dip was 80 points deep. So we got to be a little bit careful about what we're watching. Okay? All right. Let's take a look at oil. Oil is basing. My thought is that 70 is where it's going to run from an hourly perspective. Where is this? All right, let's remove all the fibs. All right, we can see a little bit of breakout action, but this is the range that we're looking at. Watch for the breakout. If it falls below 69.70, it's been buying, so that's a great buy zone until it isn't. But you get about a 10-cent stop, so it's super cheap. On the upside, if it breaks 71.13, you've got yourself a buy zone, probably to the value area high. Okay? VWAP sitting right here. Just wait for the range break and trade it. That's all I can say from that perspective, because from a daily space, it is making higher lows. So that is a great bounce zone. All right, let's go to SPY. SPY looks like it wants to break again. There could be people shorting it here, but I think they're going to get their faces shredded. So there is a little bit of a gap. Pullbacks are the better buy zone, so if it comes into 580, you're in good shape. If we're staring these down, look at our 4 a.m. candlestick. I have not done the 8 a.m. because it is 7:22 Eastern time. And so we're just looking at the 4 a.m. candlestick. You can see value area high well above it. Let's release these fibs. Right, value area high above it, and value area low. So it's sitting between value area high and value area low. Is this a likely short? Yeah, it is. But you have to wait for it to do this. Remember, it's got to get underneath that faster hull. Okay? If it gets underneath the faster hull, where do I have this at? Is this 50? Hang on. Let's go down here. 50. Yeah, let's make that 40 since it's a hull. Yeah, that's better. Right? And so that 40, you've got to get underneath this zone or it's going to be a buy on every dip. Okay? So, dip buying, that's what we're seeing. Let's take a look at the Qs. On the daily chart, Qs are a little bit sideways, also sitting between value area high and value area low. It could easily be a move right back down here. Easily. It could also be a breakout. And so we're looking at 503 from yesterday. The value area high region, that looks like, 498. Just don't short it right there because it's very close to all of these upward moving simple averages, hull averages, and that's going to make a difference, all right? So you want to be careful watching that. If we go to the hourly chart, that's super noisy. And it always gets noisy by Thursday, right? We start new every week and it gets noisy. Look at how tight the value area high-low are. Here it is in a thin volume pocket. Let's collapse this list. A thin volume pocket, but look at this. It's coming right into the top of the 8 a.m. candlestick from 4 days ago. 4 days ago, and it's just rolling right over. Are dips buys? Yes. Could this be a sell zone? Absolutely. Absolutely, it can be a sell zone. All right. So there we have it. Dips, so very noisy. But if it can come down here to 489 or the value area low, it's going to be a nice trade. Okay. Let's see the 4 a.m. candlestick. It's still sitting well above there. Right? Sitting above that 4 a.m. candlestick formation. And so as it sits, we've got bullish activity, right? If it gets on the inside of this, watch for the 8 a.m. candlestick from 5 days ago, 4 days ago, however many days. You know what I'm saying. All right, that's it for me. I'm on Fast Markets today. Hope I get to see a few of you. And you know what? I'll keep trying to get my brain in forward motion, and we'll be up and running soon. Thanks so much, everyone. I'll see you on the streams.